Hey,
Can you hear me right?
lovely,
Brilliant, brilliant.
proper.
Hello, everybody.
How you doing, buddy? Congratulations, mate.
Oh, appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Yeah, congrats, Omar, little
Appreciate it.
girl.
I know another little girl.
Oh, sisters. That'd be amazing. You're gonna have your hands full.
I know. Now I need to build a man cave for
Yeah.
one.
Outnumbered.
Right.
Names yet?
It's Chris. Oh, Chris is here. Good. So, Mama G, do you want to open us up?
Yeah, I have made us live on YouTube.
Brilliant.
And so, welcome everybody. This is Wisdom Entrepreneurs on Monday, the 16th of November 2020. We are recording this event, so if you would prefer not to be on the recording, please take your video off. And if you do say anything that you later regret, then let us know and we can edit that out, as we do also turn this into a podcast quite quickly. So let us know quite quickly. And without further ado, Wilson is hosting tonight's show.
Hey.
If he doesn't freeze. the best laid plans. So while Wilson is pulling himself together, I'm going to read some missing link. So I don't know if anybody knows Dave Saunders, but Dave Saunders used to work with us, and he always used to say, "If in doubt, get Sid out." so that's Wilson.
Right.
Let me explain.
I was just about to read Sid in your absence.
I apologize. Before you read Sid, because you still need to read Sid. I got this computer, right, and I got so excited. And every time it unplugs, the laptop turns off. So I need to get the battery fixed. But I do apologize, guys. But can we have some lovely Sid while I reboot my laptop?
Yes, we'll have some lovely Sid. Derrick, we're live on YouTube. We can't do Facebook and YouTube, so we're live on YouTube tonight. Thank you for asking. Okay, everybody, so we'll just bring ourselves to the room now and get ourselves settled down. If you would like to place your feet on the floor and your hands in your lap, and feel free to close your eyes or lower your gaze. And let's just take a few moments to let the day go so far. Leave any thoughts or worries or issues or things you've got to do on your to-do list at the door. Just let's spend this time together, this next hour, in a safe space. And we'll have Sid start us off. This is a reading from the missing link called Mind. Every human mind has direct access to its experience here on Earth. And the human mind always has access to its own spiritual roots from whence it came. The universal mind, or the impersonal mind, is constant and unchangeable. The personal mind is in a perpetual state of change. All humans have the inner ability to synchronize their personal mind with their impersonal mind to bring harmony into their lives. take a few moments just to let that reading wash over you. And when you're ready, bring yourself into the room. And my tip for getting the most out of this evening's conversation, it's a conversation, so people can feel free to join in and say what's occurring to them. But my tip for getting the most out of this is to listen beyond our questions and beyond what we think we know. Listen from a clear space. And if you're moved to speak and you hear something and you want to share that, then please do. Wilson especially loves questions and loves to hear what other people are thinking. But often I find it useful to sort of let my words and let my opinions and let my questions just settle. And then if I feel that, yeah, this is something that I really want to say, then come forward and say it. And I'll hand back over to the lovely Wilson.
Hey guys, just quickly to say, a lot recently, what's new for me is even patience. Even just then, I got excited and the computer turned off. I was calm. I thought, here we go, they done it. And I just, do you know what I mean? Everything was calm, and I tried to get on as quick as I could, and it happened beautifully because I felt like I needed to hear Sid, and I needed to hear that calming Mama J voice beginning type thing. I felt like, yeah. But what's really new for me is I'm not sure, probably you've heard me say it many times, but this KeyMaker stuff, if you ain't heard it, I'll tell it again. But it's actually really impacted me. Even though I come out with these stuff sometimes, when I sit with it, I get more and more and more out of it. So basically, Mama J was having a conversation with a panel about the gatekeeper, and not just any old gatekeeper, our own personal gatekeeper, that stops us from doing things or tells us that we can't do things, or even puts little bits of doubt in our thoughts. And I was, before I would have been a bit embarrassed to say it, but during that conference I was just chilling and I had it on and I'm playing PlayStation, right? And I should have been listening really, but I felt like, I don't know, I felt like I was listening, but I'm still immersed in my PlayStation. Obviously you can't be listening to both. And through the conversation I just heard something and I thought, oh, like I need to talk. So this was basically at the end. So I've unmuted to talk. And it just, as I was speaking, it was like it just came to me. It was like I got the realization, it went, but as I was speaking, it all came to me. And it made me think of The Matrix. Not sure if you've seen it, but it made me think of The Matrix as well. And I was just thinking that I haven't got a gatekeeper anymore. I used to have a gatekeeper, but I don't have one anymore. He no longer works here. And I decided that we would hire a KeyMaker. And in hiring this KeyMaker, all he knows all his life is to make keys, to open doors. And it actually doesn't matter how long it takes him to make the key. He will be on it. and he will make a key eventually. But if you rush him and you pressurize him, he might not like it. He's got an attitude. He might not like it. But I realized that the key maker just makes keys, and I'll be like, and when you're patient with the key maker, I feel like he works faster. So it's like I've been going through a lot of situations where money situations, the house I was living in, where I'm living in now, rubbish. It's got mold on it. It's not suitable or safe for my wife or my children. We had this crazy leak from upstairs, and it was crazy. And it was the day before I had my wrist operation, so I just broke my wrist. Meant to have an operation the next day, wake up 7 a.m, not eat nothing. And then that night, there decided to be a waterfall in my ass. So it's been crazy. On top of that, I've had 2 landlords at my door, and it's been crazy, but it's the patience. I've had so much patience for it, meaning as in the situation occurs, I look at the key maker in the eyes like, yo, and he looks at me, and because we've built up a friendship now, he's been working for me for quite a while. We've built up a little friendship. He knows what to do. He's like, I'm on it. And I just see him going to work, and then I'm like, all right, chill, I'll have my little drink, chill out. And I know he's making a key. And I know as soon as he goes, yo, the key's ready, and he gives me a key, I know I can use it. And I know 100% it opens the door, 100%, because my key maker made it. And I've seen it a lot of times. It's like, even with money, my whole life was chasing money. My whole life basically was chasing money. Still in me, and it's still in me now. Sometimes I like chasing money, but it's like the key maker gave me a key to the door, and I opened it, and there was just nothing there. And I asked him, like, what's going on here? Like, you always show me stuff. Like, give me the key for the money. And I opened this door, and there was just nothing there. So I told him, what's going on? Like, ain't this the money key? And he said to me, nah, what do you see? And I said, nothing. Where's the money? And he said, that's what you're chasing. And I said, what? What do you mean? He said, that's what you're chasing. Nothing. And I was like, didn't make sense to me. Do you know what I mean? It didn't make sense to me. But obviously I sat with it for a while, and I just realized that every time I was chasing the money, I was empty. I wasn't feeling good. I was on edge. I was drinking or smoking weed. I was all of that. But it's like once I followed my heart or my wisdom, I was feeling great. I was topped up. Didn't even really need a drink. Didn't need a smoke. I was good. Natural high. I was all right. And I felt like in my life I began to experiment with that. And I said this the other day. I kind of call it. There's a lot of things I call it. I don't care. But when I say I don't care, I don't mean like I don't care the rude type of way, or the way that somebody says it I mean, I don't care. I don't care about this situation enough to let it affect me. I just look at the key maker, and I know he's going to make a key for it, so I can settle. Same thing with my house. It's like, I know that before this understanding, all the misjustice that I feel, that would have boiled over in me. I'll tell you that now for free. All the misjustice. Everybody think about a misjustice, and it gets our brains in such a fiddle because we're at war with what we intellectually feel is really right and against what somebody else feels is really right. So injustice gets our brain in such a fiddle. And sometimes I sit there proud of myself because I'm thinking right now, the old me would have said stuff like, you're just getting trampled on. Everybody's looking at you like a mug, or I would have had some sort of testosterone boost level thought that would have made me act in a way that I thought I should have acted. But with the KeyMaker, he just tapped me on the shoulder, relax. I'm gonna make a key for that. And he's made a key for that. It's taken him a couple months, but he's made a key for that. And I've found the resources and I've had my head in, and I'm moving into a new property on Wednesday. So it's like, I look at myself like, wow, like, oh, through all that, you just stayed cool. Through all the rain and the thunder, you were smiling, and everybody around you's like, why is he smiling? He's in the rain, the thunder, and he's splashing in puddles with no wellies. And it's like, I was cool with splashing in puddles with no wellies because I know that the KeyMaker said, don't worry, I'm gonna make a key for that. As long as you're patient and you don't disturb me, I'm gonna make a key for that. And I said, what? I can't even come give you a tea or coffee. He said, nope, don't leave me alone. Leave me alone. I'm making this key. And I said, all right. And sometimes I doubted him. Sometimes I'm like, is he working or is he just chilling and playing PlayStation like I did? And then I think, oh, should I go check on him? No, that's just false. Leave him alone. But he comes through with it. And the more I've experimented, the more I've seen it. And it's like, even when it comes to certain talks and certain conferences and certain, it's that I don't care stuff which is getting me through. And let me explain the I don't care stuff. So the I don't care is after I give a speech or I say what I say, and we all do this. If you don't, great. But I know we all do. After we do something or say something or anything, after it's done, we have that first initial thought, whether we recognize it or not, of have I done good? Or does somebody like it? And that initial first thought doesn't hurt. We don't feel it. We actually don't. We don't care about it. But it's that next attachment to it that builds strength, and then the next attachment, and then that's how we build up. Oh, was I good enough? Was I great? And it comes so to surface that we start talking about it, saying it to people. Oh, was I great? Was I? Because we have to realize before we talk or say something, there was a thought process behind it. So when a insecure thought process takes place, and we actually latch on to that second thought that comes off that first initial thought, we give it strength. Now we feel in a way of, have I done good? And we all know that 3D effect of, have I done well? Or is it good? And basically it's that off that first thought, when that second thought's about to come in, I don't care. I don't care. I don't concern myself with that. I just know that as long as I'm feeling good as I share, and I feel like it's coming from a good place, then that's all I'm concerned with. And it may not sit well for everybody, but that brings me peace of mind. That's my peace of mind. I don't care about the rest. It doesn't matter to me. So it's like, even you might meet someone, bump on the road, they drop their phone and you pick it up for them, give it to them, they go, you go. Are you gonna sit there and worry about, is their phone fixed? Are they using it? Are they on the phone now? When I help them, did that help them? Did that? And as a lot I shouldn't say we're all, but as humans, we're interested in things like that. What I said to that person, did it help? Did I say the right things? Did I help you the right way, or did I show you correctly? Let me be the first to tell you, none of that concerns us. None of that concerns us. We put ourselves there. And when I found that was amazing for me, because we put ourselves there. It's like somebody could, I've seen it where somebody's upset and they might have been upset with something I've done, but I don't know. And or put it the other way around, somebody might be upset with something I've done, and they're acting a type of way about it. Now, for me to ask them, what have you done? Like, what have I done to you? And they say, oh, don't worry about it. The clue is all right there. Don't worry about it. Because it's actually not yours to worry about. It's actually the other person's. So I could spend my whole day trying to please you and trying to make you like me again or whatever, but I know I can't change your thoughts. I know I can only be me. So it comes to the point where I stop investing in things that are no longer under my control. So I know that I would love to inspire people through my words. But I know that I can't take you and inspire you. You have to be inspired. You have to like what I've said and be inspired. And I know that. And even if you don't like what I said and somebody shakes their head like, nah, it's not for me to then say, oh, why didn't you like that? And try and cater it for that person to like it. No, because I feel great in what I'm sharing. And I realized that when I do that, when I do try to cater to this person, that person, I get further and further away from myself, further away. I've noticed it in the groups I used to chill in, when I used to chill around people, new people, old people, and I would try and cater to that person to make them laugh, and I'll see this person ain't laughing, so I would remix the joke and try and cater to that person. I notice this person ain't laughing or chilling like that, so I'll try and chill like this, but and that is draining, man. When I say it all, it's just draining. It's draining, and exactly how I say it, that's what the mind goes through. The mind is just drained, and I kind of just got it now. It's that with simplicity brings peace. I just got that now. This is why I said it's a genius, because with simplicity brings peace. That's it. That's the key. With simplicity brings peace. Say, okay, I don't like that. It's obvious I don't like that. Simple. That's it. You don't have to feel bad that you don't like it. You don't have to, you just know you don't like it. It's not on your preference. And it's like, the more we complicate things, I've seen it. Wow. Sorry. Sorry. I just seen that for myself. That the more we complicate things, the more our minds are just busy.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. It's such a cool thing. With simplicity comes peace. It makes so much sense. Because I love the way that you talk in such rich metaphor. Because everyone can just fit in their own version of what that means. And for me, when you were talking about the KeyMaker, I was thinking about how like that KeyMaker has to be left alone. Like you said, you can't even go and offer him a cup of tea, because that, to me, that's the sort of letting go of any sort of influence over what's outside of me, and just trusting that key is being made. It might take a week, it might take a year, it might take 10 years, but that key will be ready when I need that key, and not before. And then when you open the door to the money room and there was no money in there, it's like, yeah, what's going on here? Well, that's what you're chasing, and that isn't even. It's not going to be there. The key maker still, he's got the key, but there's nothing in the room because it's not ready for you, or that's something you're chasing rather than something that's come ready for you. I love that. But the simplicity of with simplicity comes peace. That is so true. And I'm not seeing it as much of an insight that you're seeing in the minute, but I can see the truth of it.
Mm-hmm.
How like busy, like you said about every time you speak, every time we speak, we all in different degrees get a feeling of, was that all right? Did everyone understand? Should I say more? All these insecure thoughts. There's no peace with that.
Mm-hmm.
But you said earlier, I don't care. And that don't care is very peaceful. It's very simple and very peaceful. It's like, I've said what I was moved to say. I don't care how people are going to receive that. And I know that you care. You care enough to not care. To let that land on the other people and not have that. I love that.
Just a little example is that I'm going to use Chris as well, because I was speaking to Chris the other day, and it was like I was explaining it to him, and he was like, oh, yeah, he's like, give me a sec, I need to sit with that one. So it's like he had some research to do, and he done the research, done the paper. He knows he tried his best, and he had the paper, and he needed to hand it in. So before he's done the paper and he's got to hand it in, and he's just stressing, have I done it right? Could I do more? Could I da? And he's handed it in, and he's got good feedback. So, oh, it was great. He's like, oh, great. So I said to him, within that, the KeyMaker, basically, I know he would have had a key for that. Do you know what I mean? So you done the best you could do. You're gonna give it in anyway. The path between there, it's like on both stories, it's like you're gonna give it in anyway. He's gonna mark it and see it. You don't have to stress. It's done. And he saw that, and it's like, wait. So after I finish the paper, I'm gonna hand it in anyway. I can either between there, I can stress or not stress. And it's as simple as that. I can stress or not stress. I can do my driving test and think, am I going to pass it? Am I going to pass? Or I can just wait for the results. And it's as simple as that. Are you going to stress about it, or are you going to wait? Because the end result is going to happen. It's going to come. It's going to happen. You're going to give it to him. He's going to mark it, whether you worry about it or not. So right then, the choice of simplicity is kind of on our hands. Do we worry or do we not? And that's what I mean by I don't care. It's just like, I don't worry, because I know what's going to happen is going to happen. And if I don't worry about it, I know I'll be in a better mind state for whatever happens. And I'll be in the moment to experience whatever happens. And I'll be in a better mind frame to deal with whatever happens. But I want to open it out to everybody. And yeah, just what are you feeling?
So feel free to unmute if you want to speak.
Could I just add something quickly? Just going to add a little quick example that just came to me when you said that, Omar. before I got the principles, I used to do work. I used to do driving work for my stepfather, and used to do like a little minibus service. And I was frequently thought knew what I was doing, and I'd often turn up late after he had told me to turn up early, and I said, no, I'm doing it. It'll take 15 minutes to get on the A12, then 15. Yeah, and I'd always end up late. So just before the job, I meant to get there, let's say 3 o'clock. So at 2:45, I'm still 25 miles away. And I would start stressing, sweating, anxiety. And I just said to myself, hold on. I'm gonna be late. The journey up there, I'm just gonna stress myself out, sweat, wind myself up. I'm gonna get there at whatever time I get there. So just fight the feeling and just relax, because I know I'm gonna be late. And it was hard to do, but I finally said, yeah, do you know what? Yeah, it's my choice in what state I travel there in. It's not gonna make no difference. I'm not gonna worry myself back into time. And I realized that before the principles, but that was just it. And nothing else never sit with me, or nothing else never dropped. But now you've said that, it's just rewound me back to that time to say, yeah, why stress if you can't change it? Why stress?
Can I add something before we open it up to the questions?
Go on, bro.
Hello?
Go on, bro.
Yeah, it goes back to patience when you were talking. Yeah, patience. Because a couple of days ago, we was doing an event. It was beautiful. But if I didn't have patience, my old subconscious would have went wild. But it made me understand even the physical, that term physical. I heard it a lot, but I didn't quite understand the word, just a word. And the word was so simple, and it came from simplicity, because he didn't even mean it like that. But how I took the word, it brought back my old subconscious, and it got me angry, and it shouldn't have. It was just a word, and it goes back to that physical. And if I wasn't patient at that time, I would have reacted to my old self instead of my new self. And my new self understood the term physical, because the word was what can we do as people? And as people, as myself, I was attracted a lot to do with the physical, because of what color you are, your background. My ego even gets in the way. Oh, I got more money than you are. You know what I mean? So that's all physical. It's got nothing to do with the formless. Like, it's all physical. And with just having patience, it unraveled me to just be present with him at that time. So yeah. For me, it's physical. A lot of, for me, physical. When you was talking, without the KeyMaker, to be you, without putting the formula, without putting the physical, just that time to be patient and sit with whatever feeling you're gonna be feeling with. But just sit with it. He's gonna have that key for you. He's gonna point you back into that right direction. So patience and being present. So I like that. So I just wanted to share that.
Thanks, Chris, man.
Pete wanted to share.
Yeah, just obviously I'm doing this Zoom thing on Wednesday. Everything what Omar was saying about worrying what other people think of you, that's the biggest thing I've been stressing about for the last week, I suppose, is how's it going to go? How am I going to come across? What are they going to think of me? And I'm no good at speaking. I haven't got a decent education. I can't say big words and all this sort of stuff. So I can just totally relate to all that and just don't care. Don't worry about it. It's just going to happen. It is, though, isn't it?
That's
Can't
right.
change it. So just give it your best shot. So yeah, I love that. Cheers, bro. I love that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And it's you can't change anybody's thoughts. You can't even go into the future, which we do in our minds. Well, we can't do it. We know we can't, but we go there anyway. bring up all this stuff, and it just brings out feelings that are just we create. It's just when you actually say it, it's silly. It's silly, do you know? We go up here, we bring psych over there, bring it here. I feel emotional about it. Oh, and it doesn't exist yet, do you know? Anybody else wanted to share anything or say anything?
Can I just say something back to Pete? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Do you know about Wednesday, Pete? And you know, I said I'll speak a bit, and I'll be a bit nervous, and I won't be the only one who'll be nervous. But I guarantee, Pete, at the end of it, 99.9%, you're going to feel good because you've done it.
That's right.
It's that up and down roller coaster, and you're going to be up. It's going to be good.
Thanks for it, Wendy. Appreciate that.
Just know it. I mean, I'll be a bit nervous, but you know, go with it.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good. It's good.
And it's the feeling that counts. That's right. It's the feeling. As long as you know that feeling's there, you're there for, you know, you're there for a genuine reason. You know, your heart's in it. You know what you're saying is coming from the heart. What else are you worrying about? What else do you need to worry about? You feel good. You're in that state. And then you're going to think yourself out of that state. Just be in that state and just, I choose me. That was the other one. I choose me. Instead of choosing what everybody else thinks about. No. I choose me. I choose me. But open again. Anybody else?
Can I share a little story for Pete?
Yes, mama.
So I went to Antigua with my friend, and it was a while ago, and it was amazing. And we were with a group of people, and they wanted to do zip wire, you know, the zip wires. And so I was afraid of heights. So I said, I'm not going to do it, but I'll come with you, you know. So I went with her and another fella. And the rangers, when we got there, they were saying, if you don't do this, you're going to be so disappointed afterwards, because they're going to be buzzing and they're going to be talking all about it, and they're going to be sharing this experience, and you're going to be on the outside, and you're not, you know, you'll be really disappointed. So I let them talk me into doing it. And then they put you into all these straps and things. I was so petrified. I was crying. I was literally crying. And I only just managed to not wet myself. You know, I was so scared. And I really thought, I've made a massive mistake. Like, what on earth am I doing? And then we got to the platform. And on the first one, and there was this big, muscly Rastafarian ranger, like the most gorgeous looking creature you've ever seen. And he said to me, I said, I can't do it. And Jane, my friend, was going, you'll be all right. And he goes, you're all right, and pushed her off, and off she went. And he goes, come on, I'll help you. And he jumped on behind me. And so he whole body was basically wrapped around my body, which made me not think about the zip wire at all, or the height. and he took me to the platform, and then after that I did it myself. And I thought at the end of it, I was so petrified, but actually he was right, is that when I did it, it was so exhilarating. And then I had this whole story. My friend was really jealous. She was like, oh, he just pushed me off, but he got on behind you, you know, and they took pictures. I was like, yes. And I couldn't really enjoy that. Afterwards, I'm thinking of how good it was. But, you know, at the time, I was just petrified. But I am really glad that I did it. Really glad. And actually, I'm not afraid of heights anymore, because I realized that the fear of heights was a rational fear, because I thought something was going to happen to me. but irrational because actually I was very safe. And so I can have a fear of heights if I'm standing on the edge of a cliff and about to fall off. But if I'm safely strapped into a zip wire, or if I'm looking out a tall building, where I used to get vertigo if I looked out of a tall building, I'm not actually unsafe. So the unsafe thing is just a thought. And I overcame my fear of heights, which is incredible, really. So you're not on a zip wire. Although we might introduce that in later Wednesdays.
Thankfully, because I'm scared of heights as well. So.
There you go. How's this for you, Mahini? Are you enjoying this?
Yes, I am. It is interesting, and I'm learning a lot. But I don't have any story yet. So.
That's okay. I just wanted to check in and make sure that you're enjoying it.
I am.
Good.
I was just thinking, if you want to see how powerful thoughts are at the moment, watch I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, because one of the people on it yesterday got himself into such a state about jumping off a cliff, he actually physically threw up. And that's how powerful his thoughts were. He was properly vomiting, not just heaving, actually, you know, relieving himself of all his dinner. And that was all his thoughts, all his anxiety is about the thought of jumping off the cliff.
That is brilliant. That is brilliant.
Wilson, I loved what you shared, mate. I loved it. It completely. I was thinking to myself, the KeyMaker, you know, because I heard you speak about it the other day, and it's such an amazing metaphor. And what I found really interesting was the wording that you were using, that wording of not care, which I completely get, and which is just surrender.
Yeah.
Surrender to your experience, you know. Pete, you as well, you know, it's that giving up, that surrendering to the present moment. And not getting caught up in the story that we think we are, because we're not that. Because the KeyMaker is always working. He's always going to catch you as well. You know, he's not going to let you fall.
Yeah.
And you can have complete faith and trust in that the KeyMaker is always working on your behalf, always. You know, and we don't know which door is opening and when either. And it is just that being patient is being present for me. It's not getting caught up in your story about the future or the past. It's about being present and sitting with it and not worrying about it. You know, this understanding for me has made me be able to use words that I have never used before. And for me, I'm not a religious man, but that KeyMaker is God for me. It's, you know, and I'm very happy using those words that I would never use that word before, ever. It's so special that I can use that, you know. That is divine mind, always there working for you, always there looking after you, you know, opening your doors when they're ready to be open, and they will open. So I love that metaphor. It's because I was going to KeyMaker, and I'm like, oh, I know what you're on about. You know, that's exactly it. And whatever you want to call it, divine mind, I'll call it whatever, but I'm with you 100%. And we can trust in that. Because once you begin to see it, you see it's always there. and it's something you can trust, rely on, not rush, because this is trying to, oh, it's all right, I can sort this out. No, you can't, because we got the big fella looking after it, you know, with his set of keys. So, you know, I think I love the fact that whatever your religion, whether you're spiritual, whatever, we're all talking about the same thing. And it's something that is just so special that I don't have to grab that wheel as hard anymore. And that's what I hear you saying, Wilson, is you're letting go.
100%.
You've let go, and it's like, enjoy the ride, you know. Perfect. Loved it, mate.
Much appreciated. You said it perfectly. Enjoy the ride. That's it. Enjoy the ride. Things happen. Whether you consider them rubbish, good, poor, whatever, things happen. Things happen. This is life. Things will happen, mad or not. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'll be real with you. So I just found out something crazy, right? I'm not gonna share it because I'm not ready yet. But I just found something, it's about family history. And I found out something crazy the other day. My sister told me. But somehow, right? I'm gonna try to explain this. Somehow, my old mind, and this, I don't know if it's gonna make sense, but I apologize if I don't get across right. But my old mind was trying to get in with my new mind, because my new mind was just receiving the information, not even casting judgment, not even thinking about anything, not even relating a situation to anything, just receiving the information and storing it safely with no attachment file. It was safely stored. And my old thinking was like, no, we don't accept that. What are you doing? We don't accept none of that. Action, this, that, we don't. And I couldn't let it in. It's like I couldn't feel those feelings that I was thinking. And it was crazy, man. It was crazy because I felt like I was in two minds, but how I thought it would have affected me, it didn't. And it just doesn't affect me to this day, because I know that I'm here in the present, in the now, and everything's all right, or it's as good as I want it to be. And yeah, I just wanted to add that because it's crazy because you say you'll handle a situation a certain way. If that happens, I'll do this. But it's never that. You know what I mean? That's our future thinking, our ego, my ego tried to get in, but it was amazing because I couldn't feel the feelings that the ego was feeling. Like, it's like I saw the ego burning with these feelings, but I couldn't feel it. I couldn't feel the pain that it was feeling. And it was beautiful because I was just open to new possibilities, to things that happen in this world, to other things that happen to this world that we put attachments to. And I was able to have that, I don't care, you know, just receive information and take it however it sits. But yeah, it's crazy how I put that in a no attachment file, and it just sits there. And I don't feel I was ever able to do that. It's open again.
Do you know what I see from that, Wilson? It's like that just goes to show how deep you are in the present, how deeply grounded you are in the present. Because whenever something like that's happened for me, and the old thoughts or the stale thoughts would come back in, but it doesn't come with that feeling no more that it used to come with. And it doesn't smell as sweet as it used to smell. And it smells a bit like, I don't want nothing to do with this kind of thinking. And did I really used to think this? Did I really used to live with this thinking and embrace it? And that just shows how deep you are to know, yeah, do you know what? I know where I am in the present. I'm not letting them old thoughts come and sway me out of my spot where I'm holding myself in the present. Yeah, I just said that quickly. And what you said, Dave, you said something what I was thinking on, but you put it in a way like that word patience. It's just one of them made up words because like you said, it's just being present. And that's what I was looking for. It's just being present. And when you're present, it's like you've got all them insecure thinking beating down your door, but you're holding fast, you're present. But then we make up this word of patience and say, right, that's it. My patience has gone. Open the door, floodgates are in. But when you're not, when you're patient, you're just present. But when you're not patient, that's when you just say, right, that's it, finished. And people tell themselves, yeah, I'm not a patient person. Yeah, because I just want it to happen. And say, yeah, I've got patience because you just sit with it a little bit longer. But we've all got the capability to be patient and just be present. If we've got the capability to be present, then it's like we've got the capability to be patient. And we're in control of how patient we are. So nobody can say, oh, I'm not a patient person. I choose not to be a patient person on a different level that I didn't know that space was there where I made that choice. Yeah, I'll just say that because that's happening. If you're talking about what's happening new, that's happening new for me.
I love that. Anybody want to add?
One thing I don't understand, having this understanding of the principles, why was I letting myself make up a reality that doesn't exist? You know, why was I worrying about Wednesday and making all these false stories and oh, it's going to go this way, it's going to go that way? Why didn't I stop myself? You know, and think, no, it's not. You know, don't worry. Is it because I'm still new?
It's the L word.
What's that? Love.
There you go, bro. It can only be.
What do you mean, Wilson?
And I'll break it down to you.
Tell me more about that, Wilson.
I'll break it down for you. I'll break it down for you. So it's only, think about it, right? Wednesday, you want to do something good for the people, right? To me, it's as simple as that. But then let's get it complicated now. You want to do it correctly. You want to make sure people's impacted. You want to make sure you don't slip up. You want to make sure you don't get nothing wrong. You want to make sure you get everything right. You want to make sure you're sat right. You want to make sure you got a cup of tea and a drink there. You want to make sure everything's good. But that's all love, right? That's all love. You want to make sure everything's good. That's all love. But we're just getting intellectual with it. Instead of the simplicity of, I'm here because I want to be here. I like to be here. I love to be here. And we miss that point with our love. It's like with our children. Do you know what I mean? Oh, we want to prep them for the world. We want to give them what we didn't have. We want to da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But that's just intellectual. That's our thoughts of their reality. That's our thoughts. The initial feeling is we love our children. And the things we do, it may not seem like love to them, or it may not seem like love, or even getting frustrated or not feeling or feeling anxious or nervous might not feel like love. But it's all love. Because that's what we was born out of, pure love. And obviously our thoughts and everything else contaminated. But initially, it's all love. And even the things we consider bad, that's somebody else's love, but just conceived in the way they see as love. Do you know what I mean? So it's even, this part is hard for me, but I try, and it's getting easier. But I see a lot of things as love. Even people do crimes and silliness and hurt other people, and it's crazy to say that to somebody who's been hurt. You know, you can't just say, "Oh, that's love." No way. You can't just say that, you know. But on a deeper level, it's actually all love. And it's kind of the way that person, that human, that personal three principle system operates and does things to feel that love for themselves. And maybe people don't agree because obviously are separate realities, but it's a form of love. Anything we do is kind of a form of love. We will say, oh, I don't like tomatoes. That's because we kind of like love our taste buds and we love ourselves. No, we don't like that. And do you know what I mean? We love that. We don't like that. So that's even love for yourself. And there's a lot of things we do that we just mistake as, oh, that's that, or we get complicated in the words, but it's all an energy of love. We just use it in different ways and we maybe call it different things, but that one background energy is love.
And it comes, for me, it comes from when you're born. If you're going back to, like I said, what Sydney says about we're all born with everything we ever need, then we're only born with love. And we learn, everything else that we learn is made up. Everything. But we're born with just love. And the different versions of love, or, because someone was trying to tell me the other day, so morality is a thing. Morality is made up. Your morals, you weren't born with morals. You were born and given an idea of what is moral and what is right or wrong, but you have to make that decision. We're only born with love. We're only born with love, and then we shape it and mold it, and the feelings, and then you get hate, what comes off of that, but it comes off of the love. And like you said, Wilson, it's hard to explain to somebody that's being hurt that the person who's hurting them was doing it from a position, from their reality, that was stemming from a place of love. That's hard, but then only when you accept the fullness of separate realities can you really understand and have the compassion. Because that's what I was thinking about as well. Kate, that conversation we had last week about compassion is still ticking over in my head, man. Yeah, because that compassion, when you intellectualize it and dole it out at this percentage, that's not compassion. Compassion is hearing a story, you're not listening to the words, and you're not having to think about, should he get, you just feel compassion. That unconditional compassion is just pure love. Pure love. Like I said, only something as powerful as that can make me look at David Sharvin and not want to lynch him if he was face to face with me, and want to talk to him and tell him, if he's prepared, if he's open, I'll be open with him. It's only love that can do that. You can't tell me compassion's going to do that by itself. That's love. That's love. That's the way I see it. The more I see it, that we're all love, it's just, the clearer it gets to me.
I'd like to add something to that. So, I can't think of a way of tying it in. So basically, the more you can surrender to those feelings, because they're coming from just love, the less afraid you'll be of them. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the worry and the getting wound up and the concerns and the being this and the being that. There's nothing wrong with any of that. You've seen me say, it's okay to be nervous when someone's nervous. It's okay. It's okay to be furious. It's okay to be depressed. It's okay. All of those things are okay. They're just natural experiences that we have through mind, thought, or consciousness. They're just experiences that are passing through us, through whatever's going on within us. And the more you can surrender to that and accept that, and I like what the boys have said, because actually that's made me think, wow, yeah. When I'm experiencing that, actually that's because I want to do a good job. So that comes from love. It gives it a different, but don't try and change it. Don't try and feel something different. Go with it. Go with those nerves and that anxiety and that fear. Yeah, people might want to make you feel better and they're supporting you and everything else. But I say, yeah, okay, you're feeling like that. So what? So what? Because you'll pass through it. 100% you'll pass through it.
Do you know what I'll say as well to you, Peter, to stay on this subject, stay on this quickly? It's not like you've just been picked out at random and said, try this thing that you've never done before, or try to get into this space that you don't know how to occupy. You got in the room because you showed up as you. So to carry on doing what you do, you just got to show up as you. It's like when I got the job for Beyond Recovery when I was inside. The night before Jacqueline told me I had an interview, she said, you've already got the job basically, but the people that we're working with want to give you a little interview as well. So and the night before I was stressing, saying, right, what am I going to do? I'm going to say this, I'm going to say that. I was forward thinking, you're actually going to ask me, this is what I'm going to say, this is what. I got in such a tears and I was like, oh my God. And I said, hold on. I even got noticed because I showed up as me. I didn't have to scam my way into the interview process. So why am I going to try to scam my way once I'm there? Just be me. And as soon as I thought that, all of the thinking dropped. And when I went in the interview, I was still a bit nervous, but I just knew to just try to stay as present. Like I said, I got into this room because I was me. So don't try to change it now. Yeah, don't try to change it now, Pete.
And even if it doesn't drop, I've stood at the side of the Three Principles Conference, the stage, and absolutely wished that the ground would open up before I get on the stage. Absolutely been so nervous. So what? Actually, what happens is as soon as I get on stage and I start talking about what I love, which is the boys and the work that we do and all of that, I forget that I'm nervous. And then when I forget that I'm nervous, I stop having those feelings. And then I'm actually, doing a Madonna and rocking the stage with my little headset on, and I'm loving it up there before I know it. But I don't try and fix those feelings. Then they're horrible in the moment, but it's so what? I'm feeling nervous. I've obviously got nervous thinking right now. So what? It's not going to kill me. And do you want me to read this out, what you've put on? Yeah. You just don't want to read it yourself. So Anne-Marie has put, when she was being coached by a 3P practitioner a year or so ago, she mentioned that one parent used to beat her and the other didn't. When I as an adult said X didn't beat me, the parent who did responded with, that's because they didn't care. And the 3P practitioner said, don't you see how X thought beating you was an act of love? Yeah. We don't have to love the act, but where it's coming from, it's like Alfie's spoilt good, isn't it? Where it's coming from, it all comes from that source. And if that comes from the source, then so does the feelings of anxiety and whatever, nervousness, and we think we've got to get it right. We've got to get it right, and you're not going to get it right. You're gonna make a mistake. You're gonna probably say something you wish you hadn't said. You're gonna press the wrong button. Whatever. You're gonna do stuff, but you'll learn. And there's no one's gonna die if you make a mistake or say the wrong thing. So you just go and you do your best, and then the next week you do your best again, and the next week you do your best again. And like learning to drive, eventually you go, this is easy peasy. okay, maybe not driving for you, but so painting and decorating or whatever it is, you get good at it, or you get better at it, or you learn to enjoy it.
Can I share something, Jacqueline?
Definitely.
I surrendered to something new just recently during this lockdown. I'd been writing about my childhood, and I could see quite clearly how a pattern of insecure behaviour had been set up. And then I was inspired to volunteer at an alpaca farm, working with kids excluded from mainstream education for bad behaviour. And I wasn't sure why I was inspired. I know nothing about farming, and nothing much about special needs kids, except that probably I was one once. And so I followed the hunch, and on the day I met the guy in a field, he rushed through the enhanced DBS, and then the next day someone dropped out, and I was on, and I didn't have to be there till 9:30, but I woke up at 6 a.m. and I was so nervous. I felt sick, and I knew all the thoughts, because I've been writing about it, and all the usual thoughts came in. Who are you to do this? You know, you're going to mess up. You're going to say the wrong thing. You haven't even got the right clothes to wear. And all the usual insecure pattern of behaviour came in. And I felt breathless as well. I had to take deep breaths and all the rest of it. But I knew not for a minute was I not going to go. And I had absolutely no idea what I would be doing when I got there. And I just feel so chuffed with myself that I've done it. I've been 3 weeks now, and it's amazing. And if I'd let those thoughts get in the way of me actually going, which in the past many things, you know, that would have stopped me going, I would have missed out on all these new experiences that I'm having. And I can see that the kids are challenging, and I can see, I can't remember who said it now, but about everything coming from love. I can see that there's a cry for love as well with them, you know, when they start misbehaving. And yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to share that because I'm in the unknown, and I just feel really great that even though I'm still getting all those anxious bodily feelings from those thoughts, it's just not stopping me trying something new. And the kids are responding really well. I'm not there as a 3 principles person as such, but when we walk the alpacas or we walk the goats or we're mucking out the stable or whatever, they're starting to open up to me and tell me things, and I'm just listening and not judging and gaining their trust, and it's a really beautiful thing. So I just wanted to share that.
That is beautiful. Yeah. That is really beautiful. I just want to last little say something, Wilson. Just that it's a myth to think that we won't experience feelings that we don't like. We're always going to experience feelings that we don't like, sometimes for extended periods of time. Whatever those feelings are, we're going to experience, and you know, and we interpret them the way we interpret them. So someone interprets nerves one way, is, you know, anxious, and so on. Someone else will interpret that as excitement. So we're doing that, but looking in this direction isn't to stop those feelings and stop us being human and stop us having those experiences. It's to understand where those experiences come from and not be afraid of them.
I think also what's important to remember is, you know, we see thought as neutral. Those feelings are neutral too.
Yeah.
They have no meaning whatsoever. They are completely neutral, like the feeling on the soles of your feet that you can feel now. Now, that feeling of anger or frustration, it's exactly the same. It's just phenomena rising inside of you. It has no meaning. We're the ones that put the label on it. So that feeling can pass through too. That's not, you know, we call it nerves. It could be anything. And that's really dawned on me recently is the neutrality of feeling. And that when we're present to that feeling, we can feel the feeling and let it pass through. It's only when we think it's telling us something important, which it's not, that we begin to get involved in it. And then we begin to get tangled in the weeds. But if you sit with it, surrender to it, and let it pass through, it's just like little fireworks going off. Tones of color. It's a beautiful thing.
That is beautiful. And that kind of, it's like everything you guys just said, everything. That it sums up, I don't care, you know?
There you go. Yeah.
I don't care. You know, like I feel sick. But I'm still gonna go. Even though everything's trying to tell me that I'm still gonna go, because I don't care. Even though I'm being sick and it's in I'm gonna go. Do you know? And I love that, because that is it. And I wanted to say it, but I didn't say it because I thought it would come out, and it did come out that, of course, you're gonna feel all those feelings. It's not just I don't care and you feel great. No, if you thought it was that, you was mistaken. I was waiting. And that I don't care, you don't feel great. You're going to have all those insecure feelings, but you just don't care. So you ain't taking them nowhere. And you still end up doing what you want to do. And it's exactly what Mama J said. They're going to come, but you don't need to be scared of those experiences. They're going to happen. They're going to happen to you, regardless. You can stress or not stress. It's going to happen. But for you not to be scared of that experience comes that peace, that I don't care, that I choose me, that peace, and you're able to function. Even when you do feel those things, you're able to experience new things. And it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
It's the resistance that brings the suffering.
100%.
When we move out of the way and surrender, we can experience any of those feelings.
Anytime.
If you really look at it, every new moment is unknown. We just think it's not. So we have expectations of what we think might be showing up next, but we have no control over that. So the way the conversation has shaped tonight and where that's gone, no one knew where that was going to happen from the start to where we are now. And that is always the case. So if we can be comfortable knowing that no matter what, the next moment is completely unknown, and that's okay. It's always the case. And we always survive it. No matter what our thinking about what might be, it might not, that might not show up the way we think it is, and it might be completely different. We might be petrified of what we're going to do, and it turns out to be amazing. So if we can just be gentle with ourselves and see that everything is unknown, no matter what, and we've got everything we need to be able to cope with that, then that's where peace of mind really comes from. Is the confidence to know that it doesn't matter what shows up. I've got it. Everything I need is in my back pocket, ready to go. So let's just see what the ride has to show for us. And yeah, and that's amazing. That's really cool, and always there.
Thank you, Dave. I'm gonna let that word take us out tonight. That was great, and for me personally, this has been a great session, and I've kind of learned a lot from just hearing you guys as well. It's like I always learn during this stuff. I always learn, and guys, I just want to say have a great day. Thank you for coming. Thank you for listening. Everybody, enjoy.
And if you want to post any insights or any insights or how you felt about this session, please go to the Wisdom Entrepreneurs page and post your thoughts on there. Thank you, everybody.
That's why you the mama.
Bye.